Good morning. It's Monday. Waiting for my friends to come to the playground. I have the itchy eyes again this morning. I apologize. We seem to be suffering allergies in my home. Time to change out all my filters, probably. So excuse me if I look like I'm crying. Crying would be good right now. It'd flush me right out. Good morning. I see one. It's Monday, guys. It's Monday already. We circled all the way back around again, and we've come back to Monday. So what are we going to do with our Monday? I find myself more and more like, oh, what day is it? I have no idea. And I know that you guys are too. So I put in here so close. Good morning, Melanie. How are you? Excuse me for doing weird things. I just said it. I've got this weird... My eyes are on fire right now. I probably got something in it. I should have been more careful. I moisturize fast when I'm in a hurry. There's nothing like moisturizer in the eyes to make you really... I'm sorry that you were in such a hurry. I'm running late today. As you can tell, I got here late. So, how are you guys today? How is everyone doing? Hopefully you don't have moisturizer in your eye. I think it's oil. I put oil on this morning. That's going to be completely okay. We're calling on all the healing angels. Want these eyes to work. Good afternoon, Deborah. How is it over on your side of the pond? How are things, guys? It's Monday. I'm just kind of regrouping. I don't know about you guys, but yesterday I was busy all day. I was getting things done. I'm really trying to do something with that thing too. And I went out looking for more lights last night, and this town is insane again. And I went to the grocery, and it was like 50,000 people in the grocery store, and I said, you know what, I'm just not going to fight the crowd. So I've realized that it's a pre-lit tree. So here, stick with me while we gather. We're going to talk about it. It's a pre-lit tree. It's got all these beautiful white lights on it, but as I was putting it together, the lights somehow make a connection all the way up through the center of the tree, and that doesn't seem to be making the right connection, and I don't know how to... That's probably why it was at the Goodwill. So the bottom lights work. Excuse me, my eyes are burning. The bottom lights work, and then after that, I couldn't get any going up higher, so I've been checking these plugs and trying to figure it all out. And this morning I was like, wait, if I'm stringing other lights and they're going from string to string to string, if I unplug these two lights, this is my engineering brain, that are actually built into the tree, and I plug my lights into the light there, instead of it being plugged into the tree, it's plugged into my lights, which are plugged into the wall. It works. So eventually, after today, by the end of today, I will have all of those white lights working all the way up the tree. You watch me. It took me a long time to figure that one out. It shouldn't have taken me that long to figure that one out. I just had too much going on. So it's still being quite a challenge, but it's okay. As soon as we get it all done, it's still a month till Christmas, right? I still got time. I'll have it all done soon, and we'll have this beautiful 12-foot Christmas tree. Good morning. Unconditional love to you, John Stewart. Thank you for passing that along. Deborah, you're moving soon. Ooh, gosh. You're going to pack up all... Oh, so you can't put out your decorations. Maybe a little tree. You know what my daughter did? It was really funny. She's in a little apartment in Chicago, and she said, you know, it's because they got a lot of shutdowns up there, and it's kind of a mess, and so she said, I got this little tree. It's like a little ficus tree. It's an ugly little, I think it's a fake tree. It's kind of a sad little thing that came with the apartment, I think. And so she said, you know, I could just... She also has this wild kitten that she got from us that's a crazy little... Well, she's a wild woman. So having a Christmas tree this year is probably not the best idea. So she said I could just put lights on that. So that's what she did. She put lights on the ficus tree. And I said, you know, it's pretty. And she said, no, it's not. I said, yeah, it is. Because it really is... You know, it's whatever you make of it. I've had small Christmases. I've had... You know, you just do the best you can with what you've got to work with. So maybe just putting out a couple of things to make you feel a little more cheery and packing the rest of it away, something like that would be good too. I've had some really crazy... The last 2 Christmases in California were just really weird. So this year, I think I think it takes time after you lose someone. When you go through a big loss like that. I actually found the picture of our house in Santa Claus, the one Christmas he got to be there. And he had that house. I went to work and I was coming home and I was like, what is all that light? Where is all that light coming from? I could see it from a long ways away. And when I got up close to our house, I realized it was our house. He had it looking like a gingerbread house. He had strung lights. Steve was quite the perfectionist. He was an electrician. He was also a mechanic. He was also an IT specialist. So he had this brain that just, had he could figure out and fix just about anything. He had that place just shining. The next year when he was gone, it didn't look so good. Mac and I tried to do something for him in honor of him, and it was not so pretty, but he did a beautiful job. Here I am this year. It's been 4 years, and I've got this pretty little house in the mountains. And so Jim and I are just going to go outside, and we are going to hang. We're going to probably have that same kind of house outside that Steve always did. So it's time, after 4 years, finally getting to this place where it's time to really get back into it. So it figures that we brought home a 12-foot tree. It figures. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Liz. How are you guys? It's only 12 feet. That's right. It's only 12 feet tall. Jim, it's more than twice of me. I'm only 5.5 feet tall. I'm not even 5.5 feet tall. It took me and Caleb, 2 of us, to get that thing, to get the top. We had to come at it from both directions. We're both standing on who knows what, probably rickety ladders, as high as we can get. He's pushing the last piece up to the top, and I'm pulling it from the other side. The 2 of us are hanging on that tree. Abby and Caroline are down below going, if you fall, we'll catch you. And I'm like, you aren't going to catch me if I fall. We'll both die. So, so getting this tree put together is quite a challenge. Maybe we could set up a pulley system or something. We'll see. We'll get it up there. It's in honor of Steve. This is the indoor Steve tree. We'll just make it the Steve tree. I have some of his decorations. Some of them are little crocheted angels that his mother made for him, and some of them are his Star Trek. He had some collectible Star Trek, those Hallmark or whatever they are. Maybe it was Avon. Somebody put out a bunch of Star Trek. So we're going to put all of those. And, of course, we put the Batman and the Catwoman on the tree. And this will be his tree because he was big on Christmas, really big. So it makes sense to come up with. I feel like he had a hand in this 12-foot tree. So it'll be fun. Hiya, Liz Brewer. Good morning. Good morning, Julie. So it's Monday. I'm a little late. It's 10 o'clock. What are we going to talk about today? We'll make that shift. Make the shift. I'm going to stop for a second. I've been really sitting here talking about my small self. So do you know what that is when you go from ego into higher self? It's like suddenly nothing else really matters. You're like, oh, okay. I'm right here, right now. Big breath, allowing for that energy to come through the higher self. So I'm working on that. I'm working on pulling myself in. Can you tell? It's that shift from being all worried about life and all of life's challenges and going to just, oh, it's okay. Now I remember. All I really got is right here, right now, and everything's great right here, right now. And you start to let that wisdom fill. My higher self has lived so many lifetimes. My soul has lived so many lifetimes. And I've been through all these lower vibrational challenges already. I've really had enough of them. I don't need any more lower vibrational challenges. I don't need illness. I don't need scarcity. I don't know if you can feel that, but just as soon as I start talking like that, my vibration starts to come up. I can feel it. It's like the charging station. I just plugged myself in. Try it. Because until we do that, it's like we're being pummeled. It's like being the ship out in the middle of the ocean, and it's just the waves are pounding on us in every which direction, and it's like so chaotic and frenetic, and it feels uncomfortable. And then we go to that place where we just go, oh, okay. It's okay, isn't it? It's okay. It's in that stillness. I've been getting that message over and over again. It's not the words that we say. It's not the words that I come here and tell you. It's the energy that I pull in. It's our energy. Learning to recognize each other. Learning to have that connection to one another. So, feels good. Liz Brewer, I prayed for miracles yesterday for this week. Had one already. Excellent. Yeah, me too. And it's, you know what? I think it's the tiny miracles. It's learning to recognize those little things. Sometimes we're like, we set it so high. We're like, I'm going to do this. You know, we're like, oh, we expect that we're going to have this huge, big, we're waiting for this huge, big thing. And miracles come sometimes in the tiniest ways, little ways that can slide on by without us paying attention. So for me today, it's going to be slow down. Just pay attention. Pay attention. It's noticing the little things, those little miracles, that creates the big miracles. And when we let those, I feel like I dreamed this last night. I feel like I've been dreaming this show every day before, or my classes, what we're going to teach before I come to it. It's crazy. And I'm sitting here going, deja vu, I just did this. It's all in paying attention to the small things, isn't it? You know, sometimes the greatest miracles come in the form of a beautiful red bird in the tree, to show us that we're on the right path. Sometimes it's something unexpected comes into your life. It might be $2 and you're like, wow, I didn't expect that. I'm thankful. Because to the universe, to God, to everything that there is, there's not the same measuring system that we use. We're like, wow, you know, I asked for 1,000 and I got $1. No, say thank you for that $1. Thank you. Thank you. Find a penny on the ground. Thank you. Pick it up. Pick it up. Don't walk over it. Because the universe doesn't know the difference between it. They only know that the universe goes by energy. So if you walk over that penny and think it's not worth anything, the universe gets the message that you don't really need anything, that you're okay right where you are. But if you reach down and you pick that up and you say, thank you for this little miracle, this penny that I found on the ground, thank you for this abundance. That's the energy that creates more abundance. And it's so easy that we all just kind of think, well, that's not possible. How could it be that easy? It really is. It's being thankful for every penny, every little miracle, every little bird. The more we find gratefulness, the more we find that sense of just loving those little miracles in our lives, the more we create miracles, the more the bigger the miracles get. It's in recognizing the little things, isn't it? So that's going to be my practice today, because you know it's almost Christmas. And I feel like we're actually in the energy of Christmas already. We're in this energy. We've been in it for a while. We're in this energy of giving, the great giving. Universe is trying to bring us all these beautiful miracles. They're like, here you go. Here, have this, have that, have this. Look at everything that you got. And I can fall into my physicality too and think, yeah, I got that, but what about this? We're so programmed, aren't we? Yeah, that's okay, but you know how we've got that but? But I asked for this. How many times when we have children, Christmas has always been kind of an difficult for me. I had 6 kids, and mostly I was a single mom, selling my plasma so that I could make sure there was milk and bread in the house or gas in my car to get to work. I've done a lot of that, so I really know scarcity quite well. And Christmas was always like, man, I would do so much to try to make sure that they had something under the tree, something that they really wanted. But it was super difficult. And I remember, you know, those years when it was so difficult for me to do that, and I had to work so hard to make sure that they had what they wanted, or at least something, you know. And how much does it hurt us when we work so hard? And kids can be very insensitive to that. They're just kids, you know. They don't really get how hard you work. And so they don't quite get exactly what they thought they should, or the other kids at school are getting more than them or whatever, and there's all this comparing going on. And it really kind of hurts. It's like, wow, I worked so hard for that. There's the parent that gave that child all that stuff at school. Well, they have a solid, you know, base. They have more to work with, whatever. And so they gave it, and it didn't really mean a lot. And for me, it was like, I gave my blood, sweat, and tears for that. And the truth is those things that's where it's at. That's where it's at. Kids don't understand it yet. Well, the universe is kind of like that too. The universe is that, I'm always giving to you. I'm always giving to you. You're always there. You're always fine. The planet, we're always giving you gifts, little gifts, things that, many times you walk by and you don't even notice. And I wonder sometimes if God, or whoever you want to call that creator energy, just sits there and goes, man, if they could only see, if they'd only open their eyes to everything that we've given, everything that we continue to give. If they could only be aware of the abilities that they are capable of everything that we've been bringing to them in their sleep at night. If they could be aware of how we minister to them when they cry out in the middle of the night, how we care for them, how we love them. You see what I'm trying to say? It's like we sometimes can be like that spoiled child that is given so much and yet can still always ask for more. Doesn't notice, doesn't pay attention, and continues to ask for even more than what we received. And so it's actually upside down backwards. The truth of it is the more we're aware of the little things, the more that we are saying thank you and living in gratitude, the more we are blessed with. Because then it's like we are actually the ones in control here. We're turning up the abundance meter when we live like that. We're creating the energy of abundance. Even though we may look around and think, man, that person's got, we can start comparing. And don't compare. Please don't compare yourself to others. And that's the number one downfall for all of us. We're like, well, yeah, we got that, but they got this. And we started it when we were very small. Instead, just be. And we do that with our abilities too. I hear people all the time. I oftentimes sit here and I go, well, so-and-so is much more gifted than I am, or I don't do that as much anymore. But we compare our abilities to other people's, and we think that we're not as gifted as somebody else, and we can sit here and just shut down and not use our abilities because so-and-so has more ability to do things than we do. The truth is those abilities are available to all of us. If I can do it, you can do it. If you can do it, I can do it. We're all connected. That's the truth. Some people just seem to be more aware of their own selves, of their true selves. That's all. As you become more aware of the truth of who you are, you begin to open up to the idea that you are worthy. You are worthy of amazing abilities, amazing gifts. It's all you holding it back. That's the truth. Nobody's keeping it from you. Nobody's keeping abundance. Hi, Charlie. Nobody's keeping abundance. Hi, Danette. Good morning. Hi, Liz. It's just that we do it. We hold it back. We hold our abilities back. We just stand there and we're just like, well, I will just have to call on somebody else. Somebody else is always, well, we're all here to be teachers and students, aren't we? And I can tell you right now that every one of you are teachers for me. I teach classes. I do the best I can to teach people how to open up to their true selves, how to reunite with the inner child, how to do all that. I do the best I can, and yet every time I have a class, I am also a student. I'm learning from those people who come in. It's an amazing flow of energy between us, an amazing exchange. I give, you give, we both receive in this beautiful abundance. And I will not sit there in any class and say that I'm more gifted than anyone else. And I will not sit there and try to overpower anyone or try to be better than anyone else. My goal is to bring everyone to a place where they realize how gifted they are, how special they are, how unique. Every one of us is so unique. Of course your gifts are different than mine, because you are different than me, because we are all created in our own beautiful, magnificent uniqueness. But that doesn't mean that you're any less gifted than anyone else. It just means you have your own way of doing things. Most beautiful thing is figuring out your own way. Who are you? Who are you? What did you come here for? What are your abilities? What makes you so special? And you are very, very special. Don't put yourself beneath anyone else. stand and be seen and be heard for everything that you came here to be. And know that it's in taking down the barriers, being grateful, being thankful. I am thankful for my energy sensitivity. Sit here with me and think about the things that beautiful abilities that you know you've got. I am grateful that I know how to plug into my higher self. I'm so thankful for the lessons that I've learned over the past 4 years, so that I know myself more than I've ever known myself before, and I still have a whole mountain of learning about myself in front of me, and I'm grateful that I still get to unwrap those gifts. I'm grateful that I realize that I'm not fully complete yet, that I continue to grow and learn and open up things about me that I never knew existed. I'm grateful for that pile of gifts in front of me that I can continue to explore. It's like an attic full of old things that are so beautiful, treasures. There's treasures everywhere. And every now and then I walk up into that attic and I open up a new trunk and I go, oh gosh, look at this. Look at this. Wow. Wow. And I hold it in my hands. I hold it in my heart. And I'm like, this is beautiful. Thank you. As big or as small as it may be, sometimes the most amazing gifts come in the smallest of packages, don't they? This little tiny thing. Think of a diamond. Little tiny thing. Wow. These crystals that we can get. All of the things that come in tiny packages, and those are the things that we have to really seek. We have to work to find. So those abilities that you've got, are you working to find them? Are you opening up that attic door, spending time on the floor, meditating on your own, being still, going out to the woods all by yourself? What do you feel when you're out there all by yourself? When I first really started to open up, really, now I've always been energy sensitive since I was little, of course. When I really started to open up to my abilities to sense energy, I went out by myself into the woods because I was seeking Steve, really. So I went out into the woods and I would suddenly feel as if I was walking into a fairy tale, like the energy of the space would suddenly come alive. And I would feel as if I could look at the trees and it's like I could see him walking through the trees to me. I remember just feeling his energy out in the middle of nowhere and just stopping in my tracks and going, wow. Wow. And the truth of that is, just a minute, big wave of energy. Hi, Steve. And the truth of that is that he was showing me. He was allowing me to learn from him what it feels like to be on the other side. And he was allowing me to feel my own divine essence. That's the truth. And it took me a while to realize that I was actually experiencing my own spirit, my own self. That when he would come through, I would come through too. That great big ball of energy inside of me would come alive and start sparkling and shining. At first I thought it was all him. I was like, wow, you feel like God. You feel like the most amazing energy. And then he showed me that was me. That we're all that. We are all that. We all have that beautiful essence, the divine essence within us. And so when we first start to realize that we may give the credit to someone else, when we're in these classes, many times people, I know, because I had a great teacher too, and I felt like that's his energy. And I finally came to the realization that I had the same energy, that I had energy just like that I could pull forth, that I could share that out with people, that I could be, let my light shine too. So that's really our job, isn't it? That's my job. That's why I'm still here. I just like to I like to open up the windows and doors. I like to turn on the light switch, help people find that light switch so that they can turn it on and go, oh wow, is that really me? And I go, yeah, that's you. That's not me. That's you. You have the ability to channel that beautiful, your true self comes through. Then all of the energy from your angels, your guides, your loved ones, they all just kind of filter on through you, and people feel that and they look at you and they're like, oh gosh, why? What is it about you that's so special? Well, I'm plugged in. That's all. I'm plugged in. I plugged into my true self. Isn't it amazing how we shift? The energy is really building. I'm going to go into a meditation. I'm sitting here and I'm just letting it. I hope some of you can feel that as the energy starts to build. Tune into your heart for a second. See if you can feel that energy building. Some of you are kind of getting that wake-up call. You're like, oh, there I am. Oh, there I am. I can feel me now. Isn't it amazing that we get so wrapped up in life and our personality? Whatever, I don't really want to call it ego. It's just this personality that I've taken on. It's the role that I play. This time I took on this person, this skin suit. And yet I'm so much more. I'm so much more, and we're all so much more, and we're coming to a place where we're growing so big inside that it can't stay inside. It pops out. We get to looking for our true selves, and all of a sudden it's shining all around us. We're getting too big for the skin suits, that's all. So, let it shine. Don't try to stuff it inside anymore. You're too big for those britches. You remember when you were little, or even if you had a child that was small, and they had a favorite, Ty, here's a perfect example. I love when those pop up. Ty is now 23 years old. Tall. He is probably 6'2", and super skinny. He's my third child. But when he was little, when he was like 2, he wanted to go trick-or-treating like all the other kids. I bought him this cute, I think he was only 1.5. He wasn't even 2 yet. I bought him this cute little ghosty suit. It was like a onesie, covered him all up in sweatshirt material. Had a little button on the chest. It had a ghost on the front. It was white. It had a ghost on the front. And when you push that button, it would make a ghosty noise. Oh my gosh. And it had a hood so he could pull it up over his head so he could be in a little costume. And he had this cute little pail, the bucket that it was a pumpkin bucket that he could carry around and go trick-or-treating. And he loved candy. He is still a sweetaholic. And so Halloween, the boy loved it. So he wore that ghosty suit that first year proudly, and it fit him nicely. The next year, he wanted to wear the ghosty suit again. He was getting a little tall, but it still was okay. He wore that, I would say every year, I'd say, okay, what do you want to be this year? I want to be a ghost. And I think he wore that ghosty suit. He was able to still put it on when he was quite a bit older because he was so tall and skinny. It became shorts on him. But he loved that ghosty suit so much that he would keep putting it on anyway. And it was really quite funny after a while. I wish I still had it. Boy, he loved that thing. I'm only saying that story because I think that we're all like that. We love this persona. We can be like, or we can get ourselves to where we believe, we look in the mirror and we're like, yeah, that's just me. But if we could see what's on the inside, we realize that we're so much more than this. But we sure do love to just focus on this package. This is my ghosty suit, and I keep wearing it, but I don't really fit inside of it anymore. We're expanding so greatly right now that our ghosty suits are smaller and smaller and smaller, and we're just shining out every which direction. So as we walk through the world, if we remember to put on that, to allow ourselves to take on that aura, that allow ourselves to be seen without cloaking. That's a scary thing, isn't it? No more cloaking. You've been doing it for many, many lifetimes, hiding yourself within your ghosty suit. The ghosty suit is way up to your knees now. It's so tight you can barely breathe in it. You can barely zip it up. You're still stuck on the idea that all you are is that ghosty suit. And the truth is that you are so much more. You are so much more amazing, incredible, beautiful than you think that you are. And you're so focused on the ghosty suit that you have not even noticed how much bigger you are than that ghosty suit. I'm going to write a book on that one. So, hey Carol. I'm looking to see who else is sitting here. Yeah, it is beautiful how we shift, isn't it? John, it's beautiful when we allow ourselves to be really seen. Open the door, the angelic light pours in. Exactly, Liz. I'm trying to catch up because you guys are having a nice conversation between you guys. I don't have a lot of time because I was late. As usual, we got to get into a meditation. Light. All right, Liz, we start to move out of ego, don't we? I'm reading your conversation backwards, so I do that a lot. I talk myself out of things. Yeah. Don't talk yourself out anymore. Try talking yourself in. Talk yourself up instead of down. Instead of being so we're so concerned with the idea that we're gonna sound conceited or sound like we're better than anyone else. And the truth is when you get into your higher self, when you talk yourself into, when you allow that higher self to shine, the higher self has no lower vibrations. It won't be conceited. It won't try to control. It won't it won't act better than anyone else. The higher self is pure love, unconditional love. So that's the trick. And it took me a while to figure it out too, because I didn't want to be conceited. I don't want to talk myself up and people go, man, like she's got a real attitude. That only comes from the ego. The attitude only comes from the ego. The higher self, when you plug in first, the higher self is only going to come from love. It's going to look upon others the way Jesus did, the way God or our Creator, the way whoever you name that higher, whatever you want to name them, the way the angels, who do you call on? They only look upon us with pure unconditional love. When you go into your true self, you can only look upon others with pure unconditional love. That's the truth. So you don't need to be worried that you're going to seem conceited if you allow your true self to shine, because it's not there. There is no conceit. It's not possible. The only way you can fall into that conceit is if you fall back into ego. And sometimes it can be difficult when we first start to make that shift. It can be a very fine line between ego and higher self. It can be like, oh, like you'll see people like that. We've seen people like that in the news or wherever. They get into that place where you can sense their energy and they're moving into that higher self. And I would have to relate from my perspective, religious figures can be like that. It's like a part of them seems to figure out how to make that shift. Some of them never do, but a part of them seems to go into that and allows for that higher self to shine. But if they're not careful, they fall very quickly back into ego, and it can become controlling, and they have been trained to, it's crowd control. They've been trained to use fear to control the people that are sitting down there in front of them. Jesus never worked with fear. It was always love. It was always unconditional love. So our way of working has to come from the higher self and to stay. You learn how to make that shift into the higher self. You stay in that higher self as long as you're there teaching, or you're there working with others, and you're really trying to help them to find their true selves. You have to stay in that place of non-judgment, that place of love, that place of unconditional love. And that is the conundrum. Can you learn to make that shift so that the ego takes a rest? The ego is still your personality, but the lower vibrational parts of the ego have to take a back seat. They have to go. I really feel like as the human race, we're coming to a place where the lower vibrational ego is going away completely. We're being separated from that. We still get to be our personalities. We're still in physical form. And yet the lower vibrational stuff is washing away to make us pure, to allow us to be in that place of unconditional love all the time. Can you feel that? I still haven't mastered it. I'm still working on it. I'm still physical. We aren't to that place yet where we don't have to deal with everyday life. But I'm working on it. I'm working on reminding myself when I'm out and about and I'm in the crowd of people in the grocery and they're all fighting over whatever and everybody's in a hurry and all this energy. Oh gosh, the energy just gets to me. And I can feel myself getting to that place of I'm getting impatient. It's starting to affect me. Can we come to that place where we just like, okay, I know I'm better than this. I can slow down. I'm only in the moment. I can let them go ahead and run circles around me and get all frenetic about who's going to get the biggest turkey. And who's going to get that last bag of stuffing, whatever it is. I can let them go on their rat wheel around me. Wow, sirens. And see, that's where I fall in. I get fear. I'm okay though. Everything's okay. We're just going to send love to whoever is being affected. It's all going to be okay. It's all okay. See, that's where you make that shift. It's a perfect example of where we fall into our humanity again, and then we have to pull ourselves back up out. Oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. It's always okay. It's always okay. So let's go into a meditation now that they've settled down a little bit. We don't want that as backdrop. It seems to be moving away from me, so it's okay. Danette, I have to go Wednesdays because we get paid on Tuesday night. Oh, scared we will be eating just turkey. Only thing I bought. There will be other groceries. It's okay. There will be other groceries. Don't worry. Don't worry yourself like that. You know, Thanksgiving is just another day, truly. And if you get stuck eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and yet you're sitting there being thankful for those peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or if all you've got is turkey, well, make some gravy. If you got some bouillon cubes or whatever, you got a little, make turkey gravy. Make that turkey up and shred it all up and make hot turkey sandwiches. You'll make it work. You'll make it work. It's going to be okay. Don't let fear be your guide. You just did it. You let fear come in, and fear all of a sudden, and you're a creator. You're going to go to the store on Wednesday. You're going to get your groceries, and there's going to be an abundance of everything. Everything that I need will be there. And whatever is not there, I don't need it. I don't need it. I got everything that I need. Everything is perfectly okay. I've got an abundance, and I'm going to have so much love around me. This year is a weird year for all of us. We're not getting all of our family members. We're having to separate out and have smaller groups because we don't want to spread any kind of disease. So it's going to be a strange year for all of us. So we'll just continue. We'll just continue. Whatever happens is meant. Whatever we live in an abundant universe. It's all going to be okay. Yeah, I'm grateful for this year too, Danette. Really, truly grateful. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You can only eat those in America. Don't you guys have peanut butter and jelly? Peanut butter and jelly is pretty good sometimes. I actually prefer almond butter, but I have weird eating habits, so I'm not even going to go into it. You guys would be like, what did you do? Have you ever made an omelet? The other day, Jim wanted to go down to this pancake place. Gosh, they only serve pig meat, and I don't eat pig. I don't eat pig. I don't eat pig. So I'll ask him, I'm like, you got any other kind of, nope, all they got is pig. I'm like, ugh, I don't eat pigs. I really love pigs, and I don't think it's a healthy meat. So I don't eat bacon. I don't eat sausage. I don't eat that stuff. I don't eat ham. I love ham. I won't eat it. I really like pigs. Anyway, so they brought me a veggie omelet, and I'm like, these people don't even know here. They don't know what a veggie omelet. If I had a veggie omelet, I'd have it smothered in peppers and kale and mushrooms and onions, and I'd find whatever vegetable I could find in my house. It would be in that. Well, it had some little tiny. I could taste some little bits of pepper in it. It was mostly just egg, and it had a few mushrooms on the top of it. So you know what I did, John? I'm running out of time. I'll tell this quick. They brought me jelly, so I opened up the jelly and I put it on my omelet. Have you ever had jelly on an omelet? If you haven't had jelly on an omelet yet, you should try it. At least it was something. It had something. Oh, there was a little cheese in the omelet too, which I would have rather probably done without. But it was basically an egg flipped over itself. Erica, you don't do the carbs. I try not to, but you know what? On Thanksgiving, I'll do the carbs. We were talking about menus last night. Caroline wants to make all these wonderful desserts, and I'm like, oh, Caroline, please don't do that. I'm trying so much to keep my weight down, and she's making such good stuff. And I'm going to make turkey and gravy and mashed potatoes and stuffing, and let's see, Jim's bringing a couple of things, green bean casserole, and I'm going to make these yummy yeast rolls and cranberry, and she's making pies, and Caleb's making some greens, and everybody's making good food, and I'm like, there is only going to be 5 of us in the house. What are we going to do with all this food? You guys, tone it down this year. We're all going to be here anyway. Oh, Jim's also bringing ham, so we got to have 2 kinds of meat. Go figure. Anyway, it's going to be crazy. Cheese and onion omelet, that's basically what it was. I tasted a few little bits of tiny, tiny green pepper. I think there was a little pepper in it. They don't know what healthy food is here in this town. I've lived in California, and I was like, oh gosh, there's so much good food in California. Healthy food choices. And you come here and they're like, vegetarian, what is that? don't have any idea. I got no idea. So you go to a restaurant, you ask for a burger without the meat, and they look at you like, what? How do we do that? Like you just leave the meat off. It's a bun, it's a cheese, it's the lettuce, tomato. There's just no meat. And I've gone up to drive-thrus and they take forever. They're like, let me go ask the manager how I do that. I'm like, hey, okay. And 15 minutes later, they come back and they're like, I don't think we can do that. I'm like, yes, you can. You just don't put the meat on it. It's a burger. You just make it like you always make it. Just don't put the meat on it. It's so crazy. Sorry, I'm going off. Veggie burgers, yes. There's a few places that make some veggie burgers. They're not like the ones in California, though. Thus is the life. I moved here. I knew it was like this here. It's okay. It's okay. I can create my own here. You have veggie burgers. There's a couple places in town that'll make some veggie burgers. I get by. All right, you guys. I try to be a vegetarian. I will allow myself to have a little turkey. I allow myself a little chicken so far. For a while, I didn't do chicken or turkey at all. And sometimes I think I'd like to get rid of it again. I really feel like it's the energy of the meat. We're not ever going to meditate. It's the energy. How is the animal treated? You know, if you're taking an animal that was totally mistreated, was very sick, and then you're eating it, what are you putting into your body? You're putting the energy of a very, very sick, horribly treated animal into your body. And I'm very, very energy sensitive. So if I do eat meat, I try to be really careful about range raised, about, free range chickens. The eggs have to be from a place where they free range so that the animals are not treated poorly, so that I get the best energy from the meat or the eggs or whatever it is that I'm eating. Does that make sense? We have to pay attention to what we're putting in our bodies because we are so energy sensitive. So I feel like we're coming to a place where we'll all be vegetarians. We're eating a living being. It's going to come to a screeching halt. But for now, there's a little bit. I do love fish. I love salmon and tuna. Ahi tuna. Rare. So I will eat some of that to try to get some of the protein and get some of the nutrients in that I need. But I would like to go to a place where I'm all vegetarian. I love vegetables, so it works for me. Chickens who don't mind. Yeah. I get protein. There's lots of ways to get protein through. If sprouts, there are vegetables that have protein. Plus, almond butter. I make protein shakes too. You just do. You just work on it. You just try to make sure. If I can't get enough protein one day, if I'm just busy and I can't get enough protein, then I'll go and get, there's a certain kind of protein bar that I like. So I find ways. I do all right. I've survived so far. But I do, Erica, I'm sitting here, I'm telling you, Thursday I will be having turkey. When I feel the need to have that protein, I find a way to get it. But I have not had red meat or ham. Red meat especially, I have not eaten red meat in at least 10 years. I don't eat deer. I don't eat cows. I don't eat pig. I just keep cutting back. But I feel healthier for it. So I'm a lot healthier than I used to be. I don't believe that red meat is really good for us. I don't. I'm sorry. I just don't. And I know that pig isn't good for us. So Quest bars. Thank you, Erica. That's my favorite. Has 20 grams of protein in one bar. And they're actually pretty good. They don't have a lot of sugars and things. So anyway, advertising food. Can't eat avocado. Oh, I love avocados. I love avocado. All right, you guys, we've talked about diet. It is important for us to pay attention. Sometimes I can fall away. Jim can be kind of I'm trying to teach Jim to eat healthier, but sometimes I go out to eat with him. And I probably am, but I'm still careful. I have to be. My system is so sensitive that if I'm not careful about what I eat, it pulls me down energetically and I get sick. So I am careful. All right, you guys, can't eat lamb. Nope, I've never been able to eat lamb. They're one of my favorite animals. They're the cutest little buggers on the planet. I will not eat lamb. Nothing from sheep. I don't eat deer. I love deer. And I definitely don't ever go anywhere near horse meat or any kind of horse product. Horses were not meant to be eaten. So, nope, not meant to be eaten. So, sensitive foods, yeah. You guys want a quick meditation? We're going to run over a little bit. I think it's okay on Monday. Let's do it real quick because I feel the energy gathering. So let's go off into a little happy place for just a few minutes. Go ahead and get your feet grounded. It's been a good conversation today. I think we have to talk about life and how we take care of our bodies too. It's okay. Yeah. Goat. Goat is nice curry. I like goat products. I don't eat goat meat. We're still going to talk about meat. I like goat cheese. I love goat yogurt. It's better. It's easier on my belly than it's easier for us to digest than products from cows. So take a big breath. You can think on that while we meditate. Take a big breath. Nice. Pulling in the angels' energy right now. We're going to pull in source energy. We're asking for ascended masters for each one of your guides. I feel Jesus knocking on the door. Let's allow Jesus to come in. Feel that energy today. I often will tell you guys to feel the energy of just one. So we're calling in Jesus right now because he's standing at the door knocking. So take a big breath. See if you can feel that energy. Nice. Nice. There's such a love there. There's such a healing, powerful, unconditional, beautiful, amazing. That's the Jesus that I believe in. So many people say, oh, I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in. I'm like, I believe in this teacher, this amazing healer. Most definitely. Most definitely an ascended master. Here to teach. Here to bring this Christ white light consciousness into each one of us so that we can carry the energy. So we draw in the energy of the Christ white light consciousness. Can you imagine the second coming is coming through each one of us? How amazing. So holding that beautiful energy in your heart, I want you to feel the healing as you breathe it in. Just pull it in. Pull it into your heart. And then I want you to take control of this clearing. I want you to feel that beautiful energy of healing and love and unconditional, totally unconditional love inside of you. And you would push it through. If you're feeling blocked at the crown, push that energy up through your crown. Direct it. You're the director of this show. And you're directing the energy to go where you feel is needed. Do you have a headache? Push it up through that pain. Push it through that third eye, opening up that third eye. Push it through your throat. Wherever it's needed, let it clear each one of your chakras. Asking now for any cords, attachments to anyone that is not your own, that's no longer serving you, anything, old soul contracts, any old karma, ancestral energy, all the way around the back, any hooks of energy, any psychic attacks. We're asking for this beautiful team of angels to come in and just sever, remove, flying away with them. So as you're getting this clearing, they're working with you. I want you to see yourself in the most beautiful place. We're all laying on the beach right now. If you look out in the water is so blue. It's shifted. The earth is shifted. Everything's different. The water is incredibly blue and clear. You can see right straight through to the bottom. No matter how deep the water gets, you can see the animals. There's whales and sharks and dolphins and these beautiful fish, the unicorn fish. You might even see some actual cats swimming through the water with big smiles on their faces. You can create this, whatever you'd like. Mermaids, magical creatures down into the water. Nothing is in danger here. This is a world where nothing feeds on anything else. There's no danger. Everything gets to be there, peacefully present. So if you'd like to jump into that water and go swimming, you may swim. You can swim as long as you like. You can go underwater. You can breathe under the water. Imagine yourself with gills. So you can go as deeply as you like, exploring. Go down deep. See what you can find. And while you're sitting there, this is a beautiful healing clearing going through your body. There's caves down deep. Would you like to explore a cave? See if you can find some treasures. You got healing going on in the mouth, in the throat right now for someone, into the ears. It's kind of hard for me to talk through it. Giving you back your voice. You can speak your truth again. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to shine. Nice. I think I'm the one that's getting that clearing. I can breathe again. Thank you. So I'm pushing that energy down through every one of your chakras. You're being assisted. You are the director. How amazing is it that you have this whole army of angels? You have the energy of Jesus. You have so much energy coming through you right now. Source energy, God. How amazing are you that they come to your feet and they say, what can we do for you today? Just tell them what you need. They're right there listening. Any big concerns today that you may have, any big worries, I want you to take a big breath. I want you to just give it up. You don't got to take it all by yourself. It's okay. You can ask for help anytime you like. What's your biggest worry right now? Give it up. Hold it up. Just see it in your hand and say, okay, I acknowledge you, and now I'm giving you up. I'm going to give you to the angels, and they're going to manage that. And I don't got to take it on anymore. Don't try to grab it back. Just let them have it today. Just let it go. Once you give it to them, you got to just sever that cord. You don't want to try to pull it back and try to fix it yourself. Let them have it. So the energy continues to flow. I hope you're enjoying your swim with the dolphins. Be the mermaid for a few minutes if you like. Big lift of energy. Beautiful. The energy is so strong, I'm just letting it flow. It's not my words that are important right now. Enjoy the energy that you're sitting in. Breathing it deeply. Pull it all the way up your spine. To every cell of the body. All the way through every one of your chakras, letting them spin, spin, spin. And as they get spinning like fans, this energy is just getting you all charged up. It's like my Christmas tree. When you plug in, it lights up. When you plug in, you light up. And we're letting that energy go all the way down through the spine, through every one of the chakras, through every cell of the body, and down your legs, all the way down through your feet, down into the earth. The earth takes it. She's smiling at you. She loves you so much. You're like one of her trees, those roots, and she's like, okay, let me send you through recycling that energy, cleaning it all up, and then it's coming right back up through your legs, through your feet, through your legs, and all the way up, filling every cell with beautiful earth energy. You are so loved. If you can only feel that, I hope you can. Feel that beautiful love. Taking one more big breath, integrate all this energy, and then pull yourself back from that beautiful ocean. You can go back there anytime you like. Just remember that it's always there. Go back and explore. Bring something back with you if you like. You might have found a beautiful little treasure while you were there. It's okay to bring it back. Coming back up the ocean onto the beach. Taking a big breath, pulling your whole self within. As much as you can. See how much of you can fit. You gotta really expand. You gotta make room. Make room. Stretch. Make room inside. Stretch out that ghosty suit. And we're asking the angels to protect each one of you today. The angels are all around you, protecting you, caring for you, waiting for you to ask for what you need. Turn your worries over to them all day. Every time something comes up, starts to scare you, starts to stress you, turn it over to them. Make a practice of it. And every little thing around you, look around you and realize how much you have, how much you are so blessed. Every little thing. Every time a bird sings, Every time a duck quacks, every time that the heater turns on in your house, or the water, you turn on water, every drop of water, be grateful. Be grateful you have so much. You are so blessed. Beautiful. Nice energy. Take this energy with you today. They're staying with you. They're just wrapping you up in a beautiful, beautiful bubble of energy. Stay in it today. Be happy. Find your bliss. I love you guys so much. You're so welcome, John. Thank you. I always appreciate that love and that healing. Enjoy that beautiful energy today. Enjoy it. It's not going anywhere. We're going to just stay in it. It just feels like they're like, here you go. We're giving this to you today. The most beautiful gift is the energy. It's not the stuff that we have around us. It's the energy. Everything comes from that. Everything comes from that. So when they give you energy, they're giving you the whole world. Can you realize that? They're giving you everything because you take this energy and you create from it. So take it out today and create from this beautiful energy. Create a buffet of food for yourself. whatever your longing is, create from this beautiful energy. Enjoy your days, guys. Enjoy it. I'll see you again today at 3:33. Erin Robertson will be on talking about her new class for animal communication. She'll be on with myself and Gerald Ann at 3:33 today on this station right here. So take good care of yourselves today. I love you guys so much, and I will see you. Hi, Tammy. I don't know if I said hi, Carol. I don't know if I ever said hi to a few of you. You snuck in on me. Erica and Liz. If I missed you, I'm grateful to you for being here today. I love you guys so much, and I will see you again later. Take good care.